Hey, you guys, let's see what's playing at the movies this week. This is the schedule for Friday, July 29th through Thursday, August 4th. Suicide Squad, rated PG-13. Rated for sequences of violence and action throughout, disturbing behavior, suggestive content and language, with Will Smith, Jared Leto for 130 minutes. It feels good to be bad. Assemble a team of the world's most dangerous incarcerated supervillains, provide them with the most powerful arsenal at the government's disposal, and send them off on a mission to defeat an enigmatic, insuperable entity. U.S. intelligence officer Amanda Waller has determined only a secretly convened group of disparate, despicable individuals with next to nothing to lose will do. However, once they realize they weren't picked to succeed but chosen for their patent culpability when they inevitably fail, will the Suicide Squad resolve to die trying, or decide it's every man for himself? And new this week, Bad Moms, rated R for sexual material, full frontal nudity and language throughout, and drug and alcohol content, with Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell for 101 minutes. In this new comedy, Amy has a seemingly perfect life. A great marriage, overachieving kids, beautiful home, and a career. However, she's overworked, overcommitted, and exhausted to the point that she's about to snap. Fed up, she joins forces with two other overstressed moms on a quest to liberate themselves from conventional responsibilities, going on a wild, unmom-like binge of long overdue freedom, fun, and self-indulgence, putting them on a collision course with PTA Queen Bee Gwendolyn and her clique of devoted perfect moms. I've seen previews for this. I think it's kind of funny. I like Mila Kunis. Okay, next, new this week, we have Jason Bourne, PG-13. For intense sequences of violence and action and brief, strong language, with Matt Damon and Julia Stiles for 123 minutes. The next chapter of Universal Pictures' Bourne franchise, which finds the CIA's most lethal former operative drawn out of the shadows. I think this is like the third or fourth Jason Bourne movie. I think, I'm not sure. Next, new this week, I have Nerve, rated PG-13. Rated for thematic material involving dangerous and risky behavior, some sexual content, language, drug content, drinking, nudity. Oh my goodness. And that's a PG-13. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. With Emma Roberts and Dave Franco rated, for 96 minutes. Industrious high school senior V. Delmonico has had it with living life on the sidelines. When pressured by friends to join the popular online game Nerve, V decides to sign up for just one dare in what seems like harmless fun. But as she finds herself caught up in the thrill of the adrenaline-fueled competition, partnered with a mysterious stranger, the game begins to take a sinister turn with increasingly dangerous acts, leading her into a high-stakes finale that will determine her entire future. I'm not going to see that. I'm scared already. Just reading it is scary for me. Next, we have Ice Age Collision Course, rated PG, rated for mild, rude humor and some action peril with Ray Romano and Dennis Leary voices for 94 minutes. Scrat's epic pursuit of the elusive acorn catapults him into the universe where the Ice Age world, where he accidentally sets off a series of cosmic events that transform and threaten the Ice Age world. To save themselves, Sid, Manny, Diego, and the rest of the herd must leave their home and embark on a quest full of comedy and adventure, traveling to exotic new lands and encountering a host of colorful new characters. Next, we have Lights Out, rated PG-13. Rated for terror throughout, violence, including disturbing images, some thematic material, and brief drug content with Teresa Palmer and Gabriel Bateman for 81 minutes. When Rebecca left home, she thought she left her childhood fears behind. Growing up, she was never really sure of what was and wasn't real when the lights went out. And now her little brother Martin is experiencing the same unexplained and terrifying event that had once tested her sanity and threatened her safety. A frightening entity with a mysterious attachment to their mother, Sophie, has reemerged. But this time, as Rebecca gets closer to unlocking the truth, there is no denying that all their lives are in danger. Once the lights go out, oh my goodness, I'm not going to see that. I used to be so scared of the dark, too, as a child growing up. I'm not going to see that one. Next, we have Star Trek Beyond, rated PG-13. Rated for sequences of sci-fi action and violence with Idris Elba and Zachary Quinto for 122 minutes. The Enterprise cruise explodes. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, you guys. The Enterprise crew explores. The Enterprise crew explores the furthest reaches of uncharted space, where they encounter a mysterious new enemy who puts them and everything the Federation stands for to the test. Okay. Next we have Ghostbusters, rated PG-13. Rated for supernatural action and some crude humor, with Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy, for 117 minutes. 30 years after the original film took the world by storm, Ghostbusters is back and fully rebooted for a new generation. Director Paul Feig combines all the paranormal fighting elements that made the original franchise so beloved with a cast of new characters, played by the funniest actors working today. Get ready to watch them save the world this summer. I like both of those actresses from Bridesmaid. I bet they're funny. The Secret Life of Pets, rated PG. Rated for action and some rude humor with Louis C.K. and Eric Stonestreet for 90 minutes. A comedy about the lives our pets lead after we leave for work or school each day. coming soon. You want to see what's coming soon? Suicide Squad. Wait, wasn't that on the very front? Yeah, Suicide Squad. It's already here. It's going to be on Friday. I think they made a mistake on that one. A movie called 9 Lives with Kevin Spacey and Jennifer Gardner. 9 Lives rated PG for thematic elements, language, and rude humor. Tom Brand is a daredevil billionaire at the top of his game, and his eponymous company, Firebrand, is nearing completion on its greatest achievement to date, the tallest skyscraper in the Northern Hemisphere. But Tom's workaholic lifestyle has disconnected him from his family, particularly his beautiful wife, Laura, and his adoring daughter, Rebecca. En route to his daughter's birthday party, Tom has a terrible accident. When he regains consciousness, he discovers that somehow he has become trapped inside the body of the cat. Adopted by his own family, he begins to experience what life is truly like for the family pet as a cat, and Tom begins to see his family and his life through the new and unexpected perspective. Some other movies coming soon are Pete's Dragon, rated PG-13, rated for action, peril, and brief language, with Bryce Dallas Howard and Oaks Figley. For years, the old wood carver Mr. Machem has delighted local children with his tales of the fierce dragon that resides deep in the woods of the Pacific Northwest. To his daughter Grace, who works as a forest ranger, these stories are little more than tall tales until she meets Pete, the mysterious 10-year-old with no family and no home, who claims to live in the woods with a giant green dragon named Elliot. And from Pete's descriptions, Elliot seems remarkably similar to the dragon from Mr. Meacham's stories. With the help of Natalie, an 11-year-old girl whose father, Jack, owns a local lumber mill, Grace sets out to determine where Pete came from, where he belongs, and the truth about this dragon. Oh, Ben-Hur is coming soon, rated PG-13, for sequences of violence and disturbing images. The epic story of Judah Ben-Hur, a prince falsely accused of treason by his adopted brother Messala, officer in the Roman army. Stripped of his title, separated from his family and the women he loves, Judah is forced into slavery. After years at sea, Judah returns to his homeland to seek revenge, but an encounter with Jesus leads him to the crucifixion, where he discovers forgiveness and finds redemption. With Jack Hudson and Toby Kebbell. Cool. And also coming soon is War Dogs, rated R, for language throughout, drug use, and some sexual references, with Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, two friends in their early 20s living in Miami Beach during the Iraq War, exploit a little-known government initiative that allows small businesses to bid on U.S. military contracts. Starting small, they begin raking in big money, and they're living the high life. But the pair gets in over their heads when they land a $300 million deal to arm the Afghan military deal that puts them in business with some very shady people, not the least of which turns out to be the U.S. government. Oh my goodness. Well, the box office. Number one last week was Star Trek Beyond. Thanks.